Where is the Epstein list? No Trump wants to release it. No Biden released it. No one knows it. It's almost like Epstein never existed. Epstein, just look another way. It's a fantasy. So now the apparent Epstein victims are releasing their own list. They're saying they made like a press announcement, with 1.5 million views on Msnbc yesterday. The thing is, unless they really release it, it's just an announcement of an announcement of an announcement. But, and I think they will be very careful who they name, how they name it, what they do, because, lawsuits inbound. But, Epstein did a lot of shady stuff. You remember how on his birthday or something, he flew in a couple of French girls that were 14 years old? Okay, and in the testimonial tape, he kind of, he avoided, of course, the lawyer is going to say, avoid everything. Don't say anything about anything, But, that guy was shady as fuck, So there was this guy on Instagram, a mature man who was abused as a young man, being raped as a child, and he was talking about his experience, and I commented on the video, that's exactly why we need the Epstein list to be released, because look at the trauma it causes. And I'm a professional energy healer, tantra masseur, and I've helped many abused and raped women to come over the situation. A lot of times the women in my session, although they were married or had boyfriends before, I was the first one they ever told what happened when they were young and so forth. And we worked on releasing this kind of energy from the body. So I have a good understanding of how it's stored in the body and how traumatic it is, and that basically it stays forever. You never get rid of it. It's like I always say, like, if the person that does this would just a little bit be conscious of what trauma he causes, he would not be able to do it. Like, if he were be able to feel the pain that it induces, he would not be able to do it. But because they're just in their own world, these are narcissists, psychopaths that do this type of stuff, they have they have no remorse, they don't care. It's all about what I want, what I need. That's the point of narcissism. It's my emotions and everything that I want is more important. So the Epstein list is necessary. It's a symbolic thing, is whether we want to still accept this type of behavior or whether we finally, set an end to this type of behavior. And the thing is, there's one thing, and I think this is where people should and do draw the line. It's one thing when you are an adult, but it's something else also when you do it to children that have absolutely no idea of what they're doing and decision making and so forth. Like, so, to step into the whirlpool, with Cristiano Ronaldo, and then later say, I didn't want, to be in the whirlpool with him. Let's just say it like that, to make it simple. It's something else than when you fly over little kids and, but we don't have to talk about that. That's like obvious, And so it's good that the whole thing is not yet finished, and that it's still, and like I said in the other video, we're in the age, I think I did this on this channel, we're in the age where things are being uncovered. We're in this information moving age where information wants to be free, wants to roam around, and no matter what information, even occult information. So it's the time. If you do bad stuff, you better stop, because it's gonna surface. And I do think that it would be good if something truly comes out. People that have real evidence. And that's the thing also, that, in these kind of situations, you don't have your phone out, or you had to give up your phone, or you were not able to record anything, even when you're invited to Epstein Island or something like that. And there's a lot of fear around this as well. Like, what's the consequence of, if everything is so interconnected and everything is related to, a certain set of people without naming names. See, this is what we do. We do self-censorship because we are afraid to lose our standing in society, our channels of communication. And I'm just waiting for the age of AI where we will have, decentralized communication platforms, decentralized YouTube, where people then will be able to speak freely, to truly speak freely, and that will make a huge difference. That will make a massive difference, because then you can release stuff anonymously, have a huge reach, and not be afraid, that you lose your livelihood or whatever you build up. And but we're also coming to a time in society where I think people are ready to hear, and they want to see, and they're ready to not look away. And I do think that women play a tremendous important role in banding together and making clear what is okay, what is not okay. You shouldn't do it from a traumatic kind of like, we want to punish the whole world, we want to punish all male, and have like this, I call this like the last wave of feminism, this like toxic masculinity is everywhere and everyone has it. No, I think it has to come from a real place of strength and power, and not from, we need to punish everyone. It must be very purposefully organized and directed, and not end up like a French Revolution where everybody gets the guillotine, even people who were not, responsible for anything. So, but I think it's good. In general, I think it's good, and I think that it's good to not let it go, and it's good that people are saying, no, this needs some form of, because if we're being honest, Epstein was just a middleman, and now they're saying, well, he didn't have a client, as there were no clients, he wasn't a middleman, he was acting on his own. Oh, come on. I mean, we're talking about, this whole thing is gonna blow up eventually, and we're gonna see a lot of stuff. It's gonna come out, and there's no hiding. Whoever is hiding right now, there's no hiding. And the thing is also, like, these people, the good thing is the pressure is on, so these people will not, a lot of them, they're smart, and narcissists a lot of times are smart. And they're not gonna be like, oh, I can do whatever I want, like I did in the 80s or something. And this is something that I wanted to say. I'm gonna take the opportunity now. You have to understand, these people, and like I said, I'm not gonna name names just for my own protection, but these people, they thought in the 70s, 80s, 90s, they could do whatever they want, because we weren't yet in the information age. So they could, pay off people and get, but now that's over. We're living in a completely new age, and these people, they come from these older generations. They don't realize that they've lived in a bubble, just like when I didn't realize with my massages and stuff, that maybe there is like a Me Too bubble that could create problems. And then I decided, to stop my tantra massages, because I was like, I just need one crazy person to put me behind jail. And I was like, nah, that's not what I want. I prefer my freedom. But on the other side of the coin is like, so energy healers like me stop working, in that sense, because they're afraid. But on the other, side of the coin, you have basically people that do bad stuff, and they're gonna be like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this anymore. So the pressure has an immediate effect, I think. Unless you're a total psychopath and you just, you kill people for fun. But I'm talking about, like just the type of intelligent person that built something up and they don't want to lose it, but they thought they can get away with anything. And now they're like, okay, maybe let's bury that in the past and stop doing this. So the pressure, even just the pressure of people, coming forth and saying we're gonna release something that makes these people at least stop and not find new victims, and that's already a major change in my view. So I wouldn't hold my breath. I don't think a list is going to come out because they're going to be really fearful of the consequences of listing people on some privately released list. Public released by private individuals. I don't think they're gonna do this. I mean, you have to really like lawyer up and have a lot of money, and you're probably gonna then lose even in front of the courts. So I don't think that's gonna happen. But the pressure is good. Yeah. And honestly, I'm not American. I'm European. I've nothing. I don't know anything about American culture that much, but I was kind of like a Trump guy where I was like, okay, I think this is going to be good for America. And then when I saw that the Epstein list is not going to really be released, I was completely against him. And I think that was a PR disaster and a disaster on a moral, ethical level. Yeah, but it's, you should never talk about politics because there's so much, it's not black and white, everything. And it's usually like, it's either that person or that person. So you kind of have to choose. And I'm not a fan of politics in any shape or form. So don't unfollow me because I said something, about Trump. I'm not political. I'm spiritual. And I see... I'm going to finish it off with something. I think AI and everything that AI brings will change the world so much that whatever we worry about now in terms of politics will be completely gone in a few years, because technology innovation cycles will accelerate so much that everything else will not play a role. But that has nothing to do with the original title of the video. I'm just saying, let's not worry about politics and everybody's opinion about politics.